Hi, Mark. Okay, so let me take a look at the other two really fast. Let's see. This one, which is very similar to the last one that we looked at, I like it right away more for a couple of reasons. So let me grab my little highlighter. So the first reason is, although this bit is still rather long, it instead of like, in contrast to the other one, it does identify this boomer audience, people who are trying to attract baby boomers, both in the title right away and also in the image, which I think is good. And then the way that you've got these different bits capitalized, it helps break it up visually. So you kind of look for those three items. I still feel like if you can reduce the amount of words up here, it will help someone right away know what it's all about. And you can even do things as well, like maybe you make this remodeling for Boomers 101 as bigger and on a line by itself, and then the how to hone and all this bit smaller and below it, so it doesn't take up quite so much space with all the same size font. That can help visually break it up as well and make it easier for the visitor and reader to just kind of get the information faster. Because really you have like 3 seconds or less for someone to come, make sense of it, and decide, yes, I want to keep reading. Because it's not like everyone only spends 3 seconds on the site, but you have about 3 seconds to convince them to stick around and want to go further. So right away, if I saw this, I'm just like, whoa, too much information. I'm going to go look at something else. And then booming your bottom line. Okay, so that's the business. I would, or maybe that's also the name of this webinar, which might confuse me since you called it remodeling for boomers. So I might decide on one or the other. If this is supposed to be the business, then maybe do the logo instead of words. And encore, does that mean because you're doing the webinar again? If your audience coming in doesn't know, if that doesn't mean a lot to your audience, I would take it out. Okay, let's see, Thursday, register now. I like how this button, in contrast to the other one, it has more blank space around the words. In the other one, the text just took up the entire button, which I find makes it less easy to read the button and know for sure that it is a button. That's something else I thought of after the video. So I like that. Maybe even potentially not make it all caps, and because all caps sometimes is harder to read and read fast, and maybe put like free in a different font with like little brackets around it or something like that, just to reinforce that people are not going to be charged if they jump on this. Okay, let me cancel my highlighter so I can scroll. All right, so down here, these bullets are way clearer than the other ones, so that's awesome. I still would work on it a bit to make it faster to read because it still is a lot of text. So potentially, as an idea, instead of making these all caps, maybe you could just make that part bold and then you hit Shift Enter to knock this part down on its own line without creating another bullet. So the top part, maybe make it bold, and then the bottom part, give it a hard break without creating a new bullet, and that will help visually break this up as well. So this may be bold on its own line, and then this part, break that onto its own line. And maybe get rid of the dots as well. That will, I think, be visually good. Okay, here's what we promised to teach. So what you have in these bullets is a bit more clear than the last one. So like 3 things desired by all people. I might even put that as an actual number 3. People love seeing numbers. It really is good. That all people can lead you to more sales. Yeah, because people, I think, if they want to go to a course or even if they want to download a checklist or anything, they want to see really clear bite-sized chunks that they're going to be able to take away. So that's why numbers are great. So even if you could break all these into numbers, facts about the future. Okay, how many facts are you going to share? 5 facts, 10 facts. Who are the right customers for you? Like 3 keys to identify the right customers for you, including why they're looking for whatever. Like if you could break these all into each individual bullet is a clean, bite-sized, attractive chunk that someone would be like, ooh, I want to know the 3 things. Oh, I want to know the number 1 reason, that kind of stuff that could really help even within these bullets. And then register now, maybe put a little free on there too. So people remember that they don't have to pay, which is good. Okay. So good. With the image, I love that these guys do look like baby boomers. And they're in a house, which is good. So yeah, I would definitely, if you could, if you were going to do some Facebook ads using different images, I would also test it against actual pictures of houses or like a remodeler kind of like working on a plan, or maybe a combination of them. Somehow work in both. So just another idea, but of course you can do a million things with all this stuff. All right, so for this one, says Remodelers Workshop, how to get a consistent stream of older remodeling customers ready to buy. I don't love that older thing. Without spending money on advertising so you can help more people and earn more income. Okay, so like with the other ones, I feel like that's a big mouthful and a big paragraph that people have to read. So play with breaking things up, even using different sizes. So, maybe this is the header 1, and then this is in a smaller font below it, just to break it up, take up less space, bring the other stuff up. So above the fold, people see a lot more. Claim my spot now. It's good. I like that you guys have pictures of the presenters, but I feel like you still need an image on here so whoever visits feels like, oh, this is for me. They need something visually to tie themselves into it. So you guys are great, but I don't think it does as much as it could. It's not enough. I think similar to the other pages, you need some kind of visual will be good. All right, we're going to show you exactly what's working now to reach these customers who need your services and will pay. I don't know why will and pay are capitalized, but the other areas aren't. So I would adjust that. 5 steps, maybe turn that into a 5 to take your customer so you'll always have new customers. Maybe 1 marketing myth or biggest marketing myth most owners believe: it's costing you money. The 1 thing you must do. Yeah, I like these. I might clean them up a little bit. Be really careful about all caps. It's okay, but you need to be really consistent in what you decide to do throughout. So like my first thought is, why do these ones have caps and these 2, but not these ones? I don't know. Just kind of think that through a little bit. Be really consistent, because anything that is a variation, people are going to think, okay, why is that? And if they can't figure out why is that a variation really fast and kind of see consistency and patterns, they start to get confused. And the more times things that they have to think about, the more likely they're going to just leave or take no action, basically. And then warning, space is limited, and these workshops always fill up because they are significantly better than the information others charge you thousands for. Okay. My first thought is it feels a little passive aggressive. I'm not sure I'm in love with that. I feel like maybe you could communicate the same thing, but in a different way. But it's also worth testing. Maybe your audience really identifies with that kind of verbiage. So I can't say that for sure without having tested. This one will be no exception. Yeah, it feels really strong again. So claim your spot. Okay, it's good to have urgency. Maybe just consider how to express that, and then again, all caps. Not always a fan of that. All right, cool. So the layout of this one feels a bit more vibrant and dynamic than the other ones. Maybe it's because it's the bright blue and the bright yellow, which is good as long as it, is what your target audience is looking for. So social proof on the side, that's nice. And okay, above the fold, one last thing. I don't see anywhere where it says that it's free. Actually, maybe it's not free. I don't think I see free anyway. Where? Oh, no, it does say free. Way right down here. So I would make sure to make that communicated clearly that it's free, unless I'm missing it right from the get-go. Okay, hope it helps. Bye.